What's up, guys? It's Rob here, and today we're going to be looking at context logic, ticker symbol WISH, W-I-S-H. Let's take a look at the chart right here. We have it, and we can see that over the past couple of days, WISH has not been doing very good, okay? We actually just had a massive drop-off, and just yesterday made all-time lows, or rather on Friday we made all-time lows. Now it's Monday, the weekend has passed, but we are getting very close to all-time lows today. Actually, you can see this is the all-time low for context logic, $6.53 in the pre-market, and the low of today is $6.73. So we're not that far off from making all-time lows. And a lot of people are wondering what's going to happen with Wish. Why are we dropping so much? Where are we headed? Are we going to make all-time lows again? What's going to happen with Wish stock? So that's what we're going to be covering in this video today. And the first thing that I think it's important to recognize with Wish is why they're dropping, okay? The reason is somewhat obvious, right? Their earnings call just happened. It was not good news for this stock over the long term. There were some fundamental bad things about it, and that caused a pretty significant drop in stock price, right? We were around $9.40, and as soon as we opened the next day after the earnings call, we were around $7.54. So that was instantly a big drop. And then we are continuing that drop today, right? We're now lower than where we opened yesterday. And the reason is this earnings call actually was one of their worst earnings calls ever, okay? Their revenue fell 6%, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but the reason their revenue fell 6% is because their core marketplace revenue fell 32% this quarter, a massive drop, and the app was actually getting less installs, okay? There was a 13% decrease in installs and a 15% decline in average time users spent on the platform. And this is understandable, right? Because Wish is a company that sells products online. They have an app that you've probably used. I mean, I've used it. I've bought stuff off of Wish before. It's a decent app. It sells stuff for pretty cheap. And you can use it to buy things, and they take a bit of time to get there, but all the stuff that you buy is relatively cheap. And so people were probably using this over the coronavirus and, while they were all locked indoors and unable to go shopping in regular stores, and at the very least, even if they were able to go shopping in regular stores, unable to try on, clothes and stuff. So you may as well buy it for less online, and it's not like you're going anywhere soon. So who cares if it takes a little bit longer, right? That's the idea behind why Wish was doing very well during the pandemic. And now that people are going back out again into stores, they are using this app a little bit less, and that's showing in their revenue numbers. And it's unfortunate for the company. It's fortunate for people who want to go out, but overall unfortunate for the company. So that's why we're seeing these declines in Wish stock more recently, right? This big decline specifically. Now, where will this stock go in the future? There are a couple of insights that we have into this. So to determine where Wish stock is going in the future, we can actually look at some price targets that analysts have set. And we're not actually just going to assume that these price targets are right, because price targets are rarely right, but we can use the sentiment behind the changes that were made to these price targets to better determine where Wish stock might be heading in the future. So you can see 8/13, August 13th was a big day for Wish stock analysts, right? A lot of analysts changed their price targets on this day, and the overall sentiment was that Wish was a less valuable company than it was before, right? Because the lowest price target that we have actually is by JP Chase, and they changed their price target from $17 to $5. So on the chart, let's just visualize that right here. That means that before this change, they expected Wish stock in the future to reach $17, and now they only think that it's going to be reaching $5, which is actually lower than where it is. So this is a pretty significant decline right here that they have posted for their price target. Now, if we look to the other way, right, what's the highest price target that a recent analyst has stated? It's by Credit Suisse Group, 8/13 right here. The others are all kind of old, so we're not going to bother with those. They haven't been updated for the latest numbers coming out, but they think that the price target, originally they thought it was going to 24, now they think it's going to $19. So we can visualize that as well, 24 right here, all the way down to 19. So that is a much smaller drop, and still an overall positive movement for the stock, right? If it went to $19, that would still be in the upwards direction. JP Chase, on the other hand, from 17 to 5, they do not think that this stock will be going up. They think this stock will be going down. So That's, it's unfortunate for Wish that there are some bears, especially bears as big as JP Morgan. That's a pretty big analyst firm, and that's not going to be great for their stock price in the future if they continue to rat on them, right? And because a lot of people do listen to these analyst groups, and especially institutions and hedge funds tend to listen to them a little bit, and they're not overall wrong, right? Oftentimes they can get the overall direction right. Sometimes, right? Especially, especially some of them, right? Some of them are better than others, and they can get the overall direction right. It's very tough to predict a exact price that a stock is going to, though. So they're oftentimes wrong on that, but they could be right about, maybe Wish in the short term. It seems like they're right at the very least that Wish is going down. It's much closer to 5 than it is to where they had it at 17 earlier. So they might be right over the short term. It's very possible that Wish hits $5. However, that doesn't mean that the other analysts are wrong and that over the long term, this stock can't bounce back as it gains more traction and more people begin to use it for what it is, right? They had a lot of exposure over COVID. A lot of new customers downloaded the app, have used it for the first time, and thus are more likely to use it in the future. So overall, though this earnings call wasn't good, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world for Wish, right? Because we expect online sales across the board, not just at Wish, but everywhere, to be declining right now as more people are going out and shopping in the real world because things are opening back up. And just because Wish's numbers decline doesn't mean that Wish is a bad company or that it's not going to be successful in the future. It just means that over the short term, there are some catalysts, such as the world opening back up, that are leading to slightly worse revenue numbers than and growth numbers than analysts were hoping for. So that's what we're looking at with Wish. And overall, it could be that Credit Suisse Group is right, and this stock eventually heads to $19 and maybe even higher in the future. I mean, it's tough to say. Far out in the future, they could be doing pretty good. But what I'm looking for with this stock is when they hit a floor, right? I want to see for several days, several consecutive days, I want to see them hitting a certain price and not bouncing past that price. That could be $6. It will likely be a psychological level, right? Like right here, it was around $8. They kept hitting 8 and they couldn't get too far below 8 and they ended up bouncing off of it. So as a trader and an investor, I'm looking for a good buying opportunity on this stock because we have just reached some of the lowest prices, well, really the lowest price as of yesterday that this stock has ever seen before. So I am hoping to build a position in this as it becomes even more attractive of a buy as it becomes even cheaper. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I'm looking for a price floor where we can get in maybe around 5, right? Maybe the lowest analyst estimate will be the price floor. That would be a good reason for a lot of people to start buying. If no analyst thinks that this stock is going to be below $5, then potentially that's a good price floor to be buying at. That's one area that I would strongly consider buying, but I will be watching the charts to see if there is a strong level of technical support that I can get in on because I believe in those a little bit more than the analysts' price estimates. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. If you enjoyed, don't forget to smash the like button because that really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to subscribe, if you like this kind of stock updates, these analyses, the news, then consider subscribing because that would also be great to see you guys again and again in the comments. I like talking to you guys there. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.